Hiya everyone, this is Anaitic, the Shoujo nut, and today I am back with my good friend UsachiiChan.
Hello, hello.
So last time what we talked about was the various character story quests, and we ranked them and everything, and that was really fun. So we decided to come back with a second video to talk specifically about the newest Archon quest.
Rain returns on the wind.
Yes, I think the first time I saw the name of it, I was like, I don't know, I like this grammatically.
That's
I'm picky about my titles.
that's fair.
Okay.
I mean, titles are important.
So I know we talked off screen that you felt this Archon quest was a bit different.
I felt like it was a side quest. So first of all, I enjoyed the Archon quest. I think Shenhe is a very interesting character, and I liked that whole thing. Like, I enjoyed her. And I would like to learn more about her, actually. And because of the trailer, I want to see her interact with Chongyun, because come on, families. But you know, this is an Archon quest, so whatever. He wasn't in it. I guess I'll forgive them. No, but I felt like it was a side quest, because it seemed like we were taking a detour, you know, from the main storyline, which is like what the Archon quests have been so far, because it's been getting pretty intense, like the last one we did, you know? But like this was just like, oh, we're gonna revisit Liyue and make sure that, you know, humans can still take care of themselves so that the, you know, Adepti don't have to intervene type thing. And I was like, all right, that's cool and everything, but it feels like not super applicable to the Archon quest, the Archon storyline, right? And so my friend Trask told me that it was an interlude, and I was like, it is? And so I had to look that up just now, and it is an interlude, and that's exactly what it felt like. So putting that all into perspective, I thought it was solid, and I enjoyed it.
Oh. Okay, so in the end we came to the same conclusion pretty much.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I also thought it was a bit, I don't want to say that it's not deep or has a lot of depth to it, because it does. It just felt like a detour, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. See, a side quest. Yeah, you're right. We had the same thought.
Right. And I second everything you said about Shenhe. Like, to be honest, when she came out, I was very hyped, but I was less hyped than lots of other people. And I think it's because Yunjin overshadowed it for me, because I love Yunjin's design. I know Chinese opera, all that stuff. So she overshadowed Shenhe for me. And I wasn't sure how they were gonna work with Shenhe's backstory, because when she was released and stuff, you know, all that description talk about like her homicidal nature and stuff. So I was like, how are they gonna tackle this? But I actually thought they surpassed my expectation on how they tackle her backstory.
Yeah, it was nicely done.
I think the reason why I enjoyed it so much is because, unlike the previous Archon quest, where my biggest complaint was that we were told a lot of things, I felt like Shenhe's story was very much like show and don't tell, except for that one scene with her master who explained things to us. But besides that one scene, there was a lot of subtleness that I thought was very enjoyable, because as a writer, I like subtle writing that leads to something.
I can see that. I still felt like there was, you know, I don't know, Genshin just kind of has a habit of telling. I talked about that with my little sister too. We're like, they just tell us a lot of stuff, but they don't ever show us it. And I mean, yeah, I don't know. I guess I've just sort of come to accept that that's like how they're going to tell us the story. And I think the reason for that is because they're trying to appeal to all ages. And that's what my little sister was like too. She's like, it has to be cute and fluffy and family friendly. And I was like, yeah, that's exactly right. Because it's all of the world details that get into the darker undertones of Genshin. You don't usually see them on like the actual stories, and that's where I get disappointed with the main stories. But like I said, I've just kind of come to accept that they're told the way they're told, because Genshin's trying to appeal to everyone.
Oh, 100%.
And that's actually kind of Genshin's weakness. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like if they took a little bit more of a side and tried to appeal to like a certain group of people, it would be a stronger story than what it is.
Oh, 100%. I agree with everything you and your sis talked about. Like, it's very obvious that not everything, sorry. Like, any of the main stuff where you don't actually have to open up and read, like you don't have to open up and read the lore and all the description on the artifacts, none of that stuff.
Yeah.
When it's something that you have to actually play. Like,
yeah, that's exactly right.
Right. So I believe the Shenhe, I mean, anyone out there can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe in order to progress, you actually have to finish this. Like, you can't just skip this.
Yeah, that's true.
Question. So,
yep.
So for those things, like you said, it has to appeal to everybody. But sometimes when you appeal to everybody, you don't exceed to appeal to anybody, if that makes sense.
Yep. Yeah, it just becomes like okay instead of amazing. You know what I mean?
I just want to go back really quickly on when I said the subtleness. I was trying to rack my brain to think of an example, and the best example I can think of on the spot is when Yoonjin told us what that new opera of hers is going to be about, right? And she was just telling us the plot and explaining, and it was nice, and I enjoyed it. But then you can see that Shenhe was listening very intently, and she rarely interrupted, and at the end she was like, oh, that's very nice and stuff. And I can tell, I mean, I don't know if they intended this, or maybe the voice actress did a good job on this, but the way it came across to me was, wow, I kind of wish that's my ending. I kind of wish that's how my life went. And it was very subtle, and it wasn't like written, like it wasn't written out, but you can tell from the way she talked and the way it was, how the characters were interacting and stuff. That's what I can take away. She's like, no, don't change the opera to be like my story. I actually like this story better, just because I kind of wish that was my story, you know?
Yeah.
But the point was, she didn't straight out say that. You just got that sense from the hits, the subtleness of it.
That's very true.
And then like I also thought it was interesting that we got to read, was it like those scraps of paper on the ground or whatever, on what happened.
I was like, well, that's nice.
Yeah, because I think it's because Shenhe, the character herself, she doesn't feel the need to like talk a lot about herself. I think
and that has a lot to do with the ropes too. I think the ropes changed her a lot compared to what she would present herself as. I mean, obviously she doesn't really seem super homicidal, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, there's like hints of it. But obviously she'd be pretty out of control if she didn't have those ropes.
Right. And speaking of those ropes, I'm so glad you brought up that point, because with the ropes, if this game was targeted at a more like sophisticated, an older, mature audience, they can definitely just make it implied that the ropes was the reason why she acts like this. Like, it was obviously there. Like, me as a writer, I got that from like very early on. I didn't need the crane to tell me that the ropes was the reason why she's a bit socially out of touch. Like, I can tell she lived away from people. I can tell that the ropes had something to do with it. Like, I can tell because I felt it was the way they created her character and the way they characterized her was so strong that I managed to grasp all that really early on without them actually telling me about it. But they decide to tell you because obviously it's what? Everybody, not just us.
And that goes to Genshin's character designs, which I think are pretty darn awesome. Like, their character designs are on point.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. For sure. I think that's one of their strong suits.
For sure.
Like, I love Yoonjin's design. I like Shenhe's design. And, I think we should talk a little bit about the plot, because it is a story. And I actually like how it built up. I thought it built up at a good pace. I felt like we went from Shenhe being like this person's just coming to deliver something to actually like saving Leeway in her own way. And I thought that the transition was very believable.
It was nice. It also had a good pace, like play-wise. Like, I didn't feel like we had to do a bunch of like fetching. Like, I was worried it was going to be a huge fetch quest.
Oh, 100%.
But it didn't actually. Yeah, it didn't turn out to be like. I was like, oh, I'm satisfied with this.
Agreed. I was just so impressed with the characterization of Shenhe in particular, because in the beginning you can feel like she was very like, I'm not sure about any of this. I'm not sure what I'm doing. And then by the end, she's like, oh, you guys are my friends. And you can you really feel it. It felt believable to me.
It did. I was like, aw, like, we are friends. Like, sometimes when the Genshin characters are like, you know, I love you, you know, because they, like, respect you so much or whatever, I'm always like, okay, but you barely know me. But with this one, I felt like we actually did become friends, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, yes. I like that so much. I feel like, even though I like Yunjin's design and character better, I mean, when I say character, I mean, like, just our first impression.
Yeah.
I felt like Yunjin took a leap of faith that didn't develop as nicely as Shenhe. Because you know how she went from like, oh, I'm just gathering information, doing all this for my opera, but then she went on to be like, I'm gonna just change my whole opera because I met the girl behind it. And it was a huge jump.
Yeah.
That felt less believable than Shenhe's jump for where she stood.
I agree with that.
I still love the opera at the end. I was just pointing
the
out.
opera at the end, dude. I don't know why, but it like makes me emotional. I can watch it like over and over, and I'm like, oh, getting emotional.
Yeah, I legit cried.
It's so good, right?
It was really good. And
like I've watched it a few times because I'm just like, it's so beautiful.
Oh, you did? Oh,
yeah,
awesome.
like I just like found it on Genshin YouTube or whatever, and I'm just like, I'm gonna watch it again.
Oh, I want to rewatch it. It was great.
You should. It's so good.
It was so good. I guess what I'm trying to say is I believe Shenhe's I mean, I guess some people could see it as like a romantic interest. I don't. But
no.
But I believe her relationship at the end with us. I also believe her relationship with Yunjin. I just wasn't convinced of Yunjin's relationship to her.
That's fair. Yeah. That's totally fair.
Yeah. Like, oh, also, we have to talk about this. The little cameos by all the characters we already know was great. Like Xingqiu.
Yeah, when Xingqiu came out, I was like, hey, buddy.
Yeah, and Beidou and
yes.
Was Shang? I know Ningguang was like in the middle of everything, but
yeah, Ningguang was.
Xiangling, or was that just my head?
No, we didn't say Xiangling.
Okay. I think it's because I use her so much.
We saw Xiao for a little bit. Like, he's not actually part of the story, but it was interesting when we were on that lake and you're looking out into the distance. I was like, someone's standing there, like when you're looking at the sunset. What? So I went to see, and you didn't see that part?
No?
Because it's not actually part of the story. So if you go to, when we go to the lake, right, and there was the sunset, and you're staring into the sunset, I saw somebody on the rock, and I was like, that looks like Xiao. So I went over there, and it was Xiao.
What?
Yeah, so I was told about the event that was happening with the, whatever, I forgot its name, Beicht. Yeah, I heard about that from Xiao before I actually heard about it from the storyline, because he was standing there, like, watching. He was waiting for, like, the humans to fail, and then he would, like, protect Liyue, because there was only this single mountain between, you know, where Beicht was and where Liyue is. And I was like, oh, I'm glad I got to see you, Xiao.
Wait, but does he actually talk to you or anything? Have you gone?
Yes, that's what I mean. He told me that. He told me that before the actual story tells you that.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so I knew what was going on before Ningguang told me. Like, because Xiao told me.
I feel cheated on by not doing it. By not noticing that. Oh my god.
Like, it was beautiful too. Like, I really liked how they showed his silhouette on the sunset. I was like, wow. I'll have to show you because I recorded it.
Oh, okay. No, I want to see that. I mean, I think that made this Archon quest even better to know that Xiao was a part of it.
Yeah, like it was. I liked that he wasn't, you know, necessarily part of the story, but it was like something that you could see if you were like paying attention, and then you could go talk to him. And I don't know, it was nice.
Oh. Speaking of all the other Liyue characters, the part I really enjoyed was when Ningguang was like, "Hey, you," to Shenhe, "Do you have a question for me?" And when Shenhe asked that question, I loved it so much. I'm like, oh, that was the perfect question to ask.
It was a good question. Yeah, I was like, there you go.
Because it wrapped up everything that it was about. What she was about. And she asked that question. And I'm all like, dang, that's good story writing right there. That's the perfect question to ask. I was very impressed with that part. Yeah.
She's like, I just want to belong, kind of.
Right. It's like she's on the fence, but she's only been pushed so far over, you know?
Yeah.
that she just had to ask someone about it. Oh,
Yeah.
how did you feel about the last part of the quest, the part where, you know, before the boss fight happened? What did you think of that? Was it too sudden, or
The cutscene?
yeah?
That did seem pretty out of the blue, actually. I didn't like hate it or anything because that cutscene was eye candy.
I just mean, like, did you feel it was kind of too quick for them to just like be like, oh, here's the chamber going up, oh look, fight? Or...
No, that's what I mean. Like it did feel like really quick, but at the same time, like they explained that they'd been doing this, you know, like Ningguang had, you know, intel from beta way back whenever, and I'm like, that's fine. And also because it's an interlude, it's not like that boss was actually a big deal for us in the story. Like I said, I'm okay with it, but I totally know what you mean, because it did seem like out of the blue. We didn't know about it. Only Ningguang knew about it, and she kept it under wraps. And
yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say I dislike or take points away from the Archon quest for that scene. It was just like, whoa, what happened?
Yeah, it's like we're suddenly flying through the air, and there's, you know, I guess Osial's wife. Was that what it is?
Yes.
Iced, right? That's the name. I hope I'm not saying the wrong name. I'm pretty sure that's what she's called.
I don't know her name, but she is Sire's wife. Yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah, it was interesting, but quick, like you said.
It was very quick.
It had less to do with us. That's what it was. This quest, at least Ningguang's part, had less to do with us than like past quests, because we weren't really involved in it. We were just involved with Shenhe, and so we just happened to be there. Like, that's what it was. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, because everything that's Ningguang related was like off screen. We didn't actually
Exactly. Like, we weren't really in her business. We were just hanging out with Shenhe, and then we just happened to be in the right place at the right time.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's true. I'm just so glad that they actually give a character justice. Like, actually with the characterization, that was very well done. I was very impressed. I mean, it's because, you know, we have all these reruns coming up, so we can't get her, but I'm all like, wow, I actually like her. Like, if I actually was a whale and I actually had extra income or disposable income or whatever, I'm like, I'll get Shenhe. I like her character so much.
Same. I was like, I want Shenhe, but I can't.
Yeah, we can't.
I spent my money on Xiao.
You did. And it's not like it's not like she's on a different banner. She's on the same banner as Xiao, at the same time. There's no time for you to save.
Yeah, I'm not,
But it was kind of like, I feel like these last couple characters, the characterization has been very good. Like, Ito was, oh my god, Ito, our buddy Ito. And then now Shenhe is like, oh, she's our friend from Leeway.
Yeah. It's nice.
It is very nice. It was very nice. Yeah, overall, I guess we can both agree, and let's wrap this up. But I think overall we can agree this was like pretty high up there. Like, I mean, if it was like an actual main one, maybe it wouldn't have been like, I say at the top.
If it wasn't an interlude, I would have been disappointed. But because it's an interlude, I quite enjoyed it.
Yes. That's exactly where I was going. Yes, because it's an interlude, it did exactly what it needed to do. It was super enjoyable, good characterization, everything. If it was a main quest, like how we judge really harshly on the last main Archon quest, we would have judged this more harshly, or at least more critically. Critically is the better word.
Critically is the better word.
Yeah, but for what it is, oh my god, I enjoyed it. Sometimes I wish some of these things we can replay it. Of course, you can rewatch it on YouTube, but I wish you can replay some of the stuff because it was just so enjoyable. And you always feel like maybe you missed something. Like me, missing the Xiao thing.
You missed out, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Commentary is always good. We like to know what you think. And I will include UsachiiChan's link like last time, so check her out. She is on Twitter, so her streams are really good. Go check her out. I am also looking to stream myself someday. Maybe if I get 30 followers, 50 followers, I don't know. But with that, I huggle you next time.